What's up, y'all? So I kind of want to talk about. I know a lot of people gamble and bet on the fights and stuff like that, but you'll have to be careful because something that I noticed. Okay, first off, I bet on Amanda Serrano beating Katie Taylor. That's pretty much a given. On paper, Amanda Serrano should win that. Also, Oscar Valdez is the underdog, and I chose him to win over Stevenson. But like I said, things that stood out to me was like Jay Prince being the manager of Stevenson kind of worried me about maybe the judges being paid off or something like that. And also, I mentioned Canelo fighting Mayweather, and one of the judges favored Canelo. All that aside, the things that you have to watch out, like in the media, for example, this is a perfect example. When Ben Askren fought Jake Paul, what did Dana White do? He supposedly said he was going to bet $1 million on Ben Askren to win. So what that did in the minds of people, in the mass people, they thought, oh, well, if he's betting $1 million on Ben Askren, then the chances are Ben Askren is going to beat Jake Paul. So that kind of misled people and misled me as well. So I put money on Ben Askren, not knowing anything about Jake Paul. And of course, more than likely, Dana White probably knew more than we did and probably bet on Jake Paul, and Jake Paul ended up winning. And I lost money, and so did a lot of other people. And same thing with Woodley, you know? I think Dana White also supposedly bet on Woodley again. And I think that both of those fights are fixed. Anyways, back to Serrano and Katie Taylor. What I noticed at the press conference is Jake Paul did something interesting. He bet Eddie Hearn first the jewelry on his body that he was wearing, and Eddie Hearn basically said it wasn't worth nothing, and he said, "How about $1 million?" And after that, Jake Paul said, "Okay, let's bet $1 million," but he made him shake on it, and cleverly, Eddie Hearn said, "Okay, all jokes aside," and the press conference continued. That was kind of a way to get out of the bet, but they ended up shaking on it. So, and the mass, the masses will think. Oops, sorry. The masses will think that Jake Paul bet $1 million on Serrano, like solidifying that Serrano would win. So that could easily be to mislead people who are gambling, and that makes more people say, "Oh, then Serrano's definitely going to win. So let's all bet on Serrano." So I'm going to watch the lines. I'm going to watch the betting lines and make sure that they don't change, because if they do, then we'll know that there's something fishy going on. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. Like, you have to watch their body language and watch the little things they do, because they will trick the masses, and people are easily fooled. Um, and it's normal, because when somebody says they're going to bet on somebody, you tend to believe them. And it's not always the case, because they're working with the organizations and the promotions, and it's all marketing and sales, and it's all about money. That's what it is. It's all about money. So just be smart. You know, all corruption aside, question everything. I'm Magno TV. Click like, subscribe. Peace.